And we are live with session 31 of Beyond the Fourth Wall. Hello, everybody. We are live.
Whoa. Howdy,
I
howdy.
think it's 31. I still hate the fact that I loaded into Roll20 and it's the urgency music.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I know.
Last we
And I
left
know
off.
why too.
Last we left off on Beyond the Fourth Wall, our heroes had made the shocking discovery that the evil, crazy wizard had some way, somehow infiltrated a major branch of two of our party members' home government. And now they are rushing to figure out what they can do to stop, intervene, be annoying, whatever. Players, take it away.
How are we going to actually stop him? I mean, we need a tactic or something. But, I mean, looking at the Grimoire, and then he, like, starts tracing back through the scribbles, and it's like, he was a retired official, or disavowed official. So, you said something, Cyrus. Your grandmother, was it?
Yeah,
You said she's a seer?
she's quite good at magically spying.
Then we need to get to her quickly.
And, well, learning the future.
Okay, good. Diviners, future stuff. We can use that. Maybe she can divine for us how to put an end to this madness. Or do we succeed at putting an end to this madness?
Well, you can ask her yourself. She's in the kitchen.
Rory is gonna go to the kitchen.
Rory goes to the kitchen.
Does he know how to navigate a fancy house?
Oh, no.
Make a society check,
From
Rory.
From the entrance hall.
Oh, golly.
You
Okay,
real quick
cool.
gotta check you on that one.
Oh, no.
We're in nobility housing. You are out of your element.
Rory's used to crypts, not this.
Exactly.
Oh, nuts. Alright, give me 1 second. My dice are fighting me to get out of the bag.
When are your dice not fighting, though?
When they're in their bag. Okay, that is, what was the roll again? Society?
Society.
Alright. Society is a 30.
You have robbed many a place like this.
Oh. So I navigate to the kitchen properly.
Yeah, you have robbed many houses that are similar, if not the same, in design.
Whew. It's just like the tombs, except not like the tombs. It's just another house. Kitchen.
In the
Excuse
kitchen,
me, yep.
as you enter the kitchen, you find a roughly 70 to 80-year-old woman wearing diviner's robes, essentially. She has long silvery gray hair, and her skin is also like a kind of like surprisingly smooth, almost shiny gray.
Miss Cyrus's grandmother? I have a bit of a problem question for you if that needs your attention and your talents.
She turns around and is just like, "Oh, well, who might you be?"
Name is Rory, and I am trying to figure out the this grimoire.
Hey, let me see.
This. And he hands it over.
She's gonna take the grimoire from you and open up the page, open up the front of it. Ezekiel Fireshin. Not quite sure who that is. Flips through a couple pages. And this is nonsense. Okay, that won't help too much.
I can read the nonsense. I know that sounds crazy, but this isn't the only crazy thing that's happened. This Mr. Fireshin is capable of producing things like a necrostorm.
Is he now?
Yes, and he's not, as far as we know, in service of the goddess of rot, and all this other stuff. But this grimoire details that he's trying to access a force beyond our own realm. That's like the summary of the gibberish. So I was wondering if you and I could perhaps look into this force, as you are a skilled diviner. Maybe you could foresee something that could help us stop this mad wizard from, I don't know, taking over the world, which he currently is in the process of doing, as he's an elected official here in Hogia.
Well, on the good news, I do have his name, and there's a couple things that I could do with that, assuming this is his real name. As far as seeing to a realm beyond realms, that's not quite in my capabilities. She says, like, rolling, like, diviner's dice in her hand. But we can always see what the fates say. And you see as lightning crackles in her hands as she throws what's ever in her hand into a bowl. And as she does, thunder cracks. And a small storm cloud appears over the bowl.
But everyone else in the vicinity can hear the thunder crack because it's thunder.
Everyone can hear everything right now.
Rory's just staring at the...
Go ahead.
Rory's just staring intently at the storm. It's like, what could this be?
You see nothing in the storm. Whereas, I need to roll occultism for Mrs. Cyrus's grandma here.
I hope I didn't just give her name, Miss Cyrus's grandma.
Definitely have not, but
that'd
you're
be
definitely
hilarious.
starting something.
The clouds are chaotic. The ending of this story can really go one way or the other, but during the process of that shift, there's going to be a cataclysm.
Cataclysm?
Perhaps.
Like...
You may be able to stop it yet.
Emphasis, perhaps.
Then what must we do to perhaps stop it?
I don't know.
Oh boy. Is there anyone that could help us perhaps get advice on that matter?
Well, I do know someone. They actually taught me how... Well, I wouldn't say taught me, more so gave advice on how seeing and divining futures works. Old friend of mine from when I was young. And she was a little bit less old.
Is it Granny?
Oh, so you do know her!
Yes.
All roads lead to Granny.
Quite a mystical and wonderful chef she is.
Quite the potent spellcaster, too. She might be able to help you take on this Ezekiel fellow.
Yes. I mean, she has helped us take down a conspirator dragon at one point.
I'm sure she
Only a little.
has.
It was kind of scary, although I wasn't conscious for it. But from what my teammates have told me, it was quite the spectacle.
Well, then I suggest you find the Granny and see if she's able to help you take down this Ezekiel fellow. If not, then I would hastily look for alternative options.
Like, maybe artifacts? Do you think artifacts could stop him, perhaps? I know you might not fully know, but better chance than not.
There's definitely some artifacts out there that are quite potent in their magical abilities as well as just power in general, but I'm not too sure if you have the time to go searching for an artifact of that power right now.
True. Well, thank you for the help, and he kind of closes the grimoire and just scurries back to Duzon and Cyrus.
Come back anytime.
Thank you, miss. And... okay, so divining... messy storm cloud, possible cataclysm. We could stop it. It's just a matter of what to do. We don't have much time, I don't feel. We have to act. But if we're not fully equipped, we're all dead. So what say you, Cyrus? Duzon? Cyrus?
Repeat what you just said.
So Divine Book, said not much can be gained from it, but has foreseen a future, possibly where we might be able to stop a cataclysm, and if we perhaps like get artifacts, but we might not have enough time, so we are just looking for options. One option is Granny. One option to help us is Granny. Granny can assist us in possibly bringing him down. But I don't know if Granny would feel comfortable leaving her shop.
I see no other choice than to ask her. Come
I
on.
mean, she did, like, a lot of stuff when I was knocked out with the conspirator dragon.
Granny is one of the only people who may help us during this that I can think of. Come on.
We gotta go.
Just who is she?
You'll find out.
Were you not with us when we were eating and reclining? Oh, that's right. You ran off. So it was just Duzon and I. Alright, well, time to introduce you to Granny.
Granny is what her name entails. Granny.
Yes, and two
I want
Grannies
you
we
to know
go.
that makes very little sense. Oh,
We have no time to make sense. We need to go.
I love that this music gives you guys a sense of urgency.
I love how it's giving me an anxiety attack.
Oh.
I don't do an anxiety attack.
I don't.
You're fine.
I know.
Then why is there no fine music?
There is fine music, but you are not
Would
in
you
a
like me to
fine
play?
moment right now.
Would you like to play Tiptoe? Through the tulips?
Tiptoe!
I would like that. You know, I'd really like that.
Okay, hold on. I got something for you.
Oh no.
No, I'm kidding. Oh no.
Oh my god.
He's
What have
gonna
you
call
two?
it what?
What's Mewtwo done?
I don't know, and I'm scared. I am. This is great.
I really like if we were in a moment where I could tiptoe through the fuck tulips.
Okay. This isn't terrible. It's still pretty high pace, I think. Alright.
Anyway,
No, to Granny's.
you
Little eerie,
guys
but I'll take it.
Where
rush.
Cyrus doesn't really know where he's going.
Well, Cyrus is dragged along, confused, like, what the fuck? Who are we going to see?
To Granny's house.
And Duzon just picks him up. Okay, we're going.
Over the river and
Yeah.
through the woods to Granny's house we go.
To Granny's house we go.
And you
Not
do
your
exactly
Granny,
that.
our
You
Granny.
you go over the river, through the woods, and you see that are somehow in the middle of a city. And you arrive at Granny's Inn.
Hi ho, hi ho. To Granny's house we go. To stop the universe from getting destroyed.
Well, we enter.
Like,
Oh.
what on earth is this music?
Peter knows exactly what this music is, don't you, Pete?
What are you doing?
Don't worry about it.
What
It's
is going on?
No.
it's
no.
for later.
I
Don't worry
like
about it.
this.
That's
Oh.
the music
Oh,
that played
that
when the
doesn't make me feel
conspirator. Was that the music that played when the conspirator dragon like annihilated Robert's character?
No.
You mean Rory? Robert's character had a name, you know?
I don't know. He's going insane. He might forget his name.
Oh, please don't say that.
Anything's possible when you go to. Anything's possible when you
Donnie.
go a certain amount of crazy.
Anyway,
Anyway.
You guys-
You're welcome. Ideas are fun.
you guys arrive at Granny's Inn, burst open the door like, Granny, we need you.
Granny?
You were saying, Rory?
Where's Granny?
Yeah, I'm just like, Granny, we need you. It's bad. It's a lot worse than we thought.
You see her shuffling out from behind the little kitchen area, just like, oh, you got to give an old lady just a little bit more time than that.
I really wish I could.
Cyrus.
I have...
Duzon, can you put me down?
Yes.
As Duzon puts you down, you dust yourself off, take a
I was
breath.
about to say I'm going to dust myself off.
You
Mind reader.
dust yourself off, you take a breath, and you see this old woman. She has to be upwards of 100 years old, at the very least. She has green, almost seaweed-esque hair, one bulging yellow eye, and one kind of, like, smaller eye that seems to be, like, her good, quote-unquote, eye, if she had a good eye. And I want you to make me an Arcana check.
Arcana day. It's a good thing I have obtained mastery in Arcana. Ooh, that's actually really good. That's very, very good. Math. Math eludes me.
Math eludes us all.
Pulls me out of your, like, dice bag. Come on. Do
37.
math.
Say again?
37 Arcana.
As you're looking over this person, holy shit, they're magical as fuck.
Doesn't really need detect magic. Holy shit, that's magic.
You can actually see, as you get a closer look, on their skin are, like, scales. Their nails are, like, sharper than they should be. And her pupil on her smaller eye is a slit instead of a circle. Well, that's the wrong voice. Well, who might you be? She says, looking you over, Cyrus.
Right. My name is Cyrus.
She gets uncomfortably close to you and just looks you from your toes to the top of your head. Hi, Cyrus. I'm Granny. What can I
Pleasure to
do
meet
for you? What was that?
Pleasure to meet you, but a little personal space?
She takes a step back. What can I do for you?
Thank you. Right. So, Rory here consulted my grandmother about a journal he found belonging to the supposed madman who started the Necrostorm. Had my grandmother tried to divine something, she foresaw what he said was a cataclysm that could be averted, and my grandmother apparently recommended you for help.
Did she now? Let me see this book of yours, kid, she says, turning to Rory.
Gladly. And he presents the grimoire.
If you can't make hide nor hair of it, that's because it's the ramblings of an insane person, which I'm pretty sure Rory has gotten to.
I'm not insane, just aware, I guess you could say. I have full faculties. I know what my name is. I know that this grimoire is unique.
Cyrus, you specifically notice this.
Oh.
You
specifically.
Her scowl, grin, you're not quite sure, grows wider, and you can actually see, like, dagger-esque sharp teeth from behind her smile. Her skin grows a little bit more damp and a little bit more scaly, and you can almost see, like, drips of seawater coming off of her seaweed-esque hair as she grabs the book and starts looking through it with a single sharp fingernail. Almost like using a letter opener to slice open a letter. Ezekiel Fireshin. And as she says the name of this person, everything goes cold.
Mm.
You all
Everything
feel
except
this.
Little Flame.
She does not extinguish Little Flame.
Literally everything goes cold except Little Flame.
Except for the immediate
just me?
vicinity in which Little Flame is standing, yes.
Is it just me, or did it get cold in here?
And she is gonna cast one hell of a fucking spell.
It's like magic's at work.
She is going to cast Inevitable Disaster.
Can I try to recognize this?
Sure, you may attempt to recognize the spell.
Okay. What would I be using for this?
Believe that is an Arcana.
Okay.
Yep,
Not
identify
as good as
spell.
last time. Not as good as last time, but that is 31.
Unfortunately, you fail.
Wow.
And it wasn't even close.
Wasn't even close. Wow.
Oh, man.
That is... Wow.
Let me just make sure she has the thing that I think she has. Yep, she does have that. So yeah, you have no idea what the fuck she's casting. All you know,
She's casting.
all you know is that she is indeed casting, and whatever it is potent, potent curse magic.
It big. That's all I
and
get. Casting big and dark.
yep, casting big dark curse magic. As she casts Inevitable Despair. Or not, sorry, Inevitable Disaster. Alright. And none of you know what that does.
Nope.
She then closes your book, Rory, and hands it to you.
Well, I hope that helped you understand our situation, because he is one of the elected officials here in Holgia. Now,
Don't worry. No matter where he is, it will find him.
it.
It.
I'm not sure what you cast, but that was a curse, wasn't it?
Oh, a doozy of a curse, yes.
Um,
Would you like me to
well-
explain it to you?
Sure.
Yeah.
Interested to learn about the people my grandmother apparently knows.
Sometime within the next couple of days, a certain tragedy will befall this Ezekiel fellow. I suggest you take advantage of that tragedy.
In a few days' time.
Well, it wouldn't be entirely fair if I told you exactly when now, would it?
I suppose so. After all, I know you want us to work hard. So, well, Cyrus, would your grandmother know how to tell about the signs of when it's to come?
Granny
Most
kind of,
likely, but she probably already just saw that.
as you ask Cyrus, Granny just face palms like, ugh.
You do know the point of divination magic is to give a guiding hand, not give you the answer, right?
I'm afraid I don't really know much about magic. So,
Or anything, apparently.
hey, I
Burn.
do know a few things. Like, what's the fair market price of jewels, and gold, and various other knickknacks. Also, if
62
you ever
copper.
wanted to bury the dead, I know how to do that too.
I almost want to call Cap on that.
What, the fact that he knows how to bury the dead?
He said properly. That's why I almost want to call Cap on is the proper part.
I just imagine when Rory's going on about the price of things, Granny's just in the background like, 62 copper.
Right. But yeah, I know things. It may not be book smarts, but I know things. Well, actually, I do kind of have book smarts. I can read the stinking grimoire.
That so far every sane person has told you is the scribblings of a madman.
I can read it.
Granny is perfectly reasonable.
Yes.
And a very
perfectly.
powerful spellcaster, so I don't put that beyond her.
Yes, so I, being who I am, know how to read encrypted things. It could be encrypted, and that's why I could read it. Not because I'm a raving lunatic. Besides, if Granny could read it, that's just a testament to the fact that I'm not crazy. Because Granny, powerful, is not crazy. So, there.
Okay.
But we should really seek out this Fireshin to make sure that we can monitor him, so that when the tragedy does strike, we strike. Why did that change?
As Granny's spell fades into reality, the room grows warmer, and your sense of you need to do something like soon returns.
So, how shall we prepare? Granny has sent a curse. Now what?
What would she suggest?
Granny still being in the room.
You said we don't have time to search for artifacts of unparalleled power.
If you really want something of unparalleled power, relatively quickly, I may be able to pull a few strings, but it'll cost you.
I'm assuming it wouldn't cost us a sum of gold at this point.
No, it would
This
cost
is a very
something.
big ask.
It would cost something far more valuable.
And that's what I would be afraid of.
Would it cost a soul?
No.
Okay, so good.
Name the
At the
price,
very
then.
least, a soul.
She turns to you, Duzon. The price for you would be your faith.
No.
She turns
What's
to
my
you,
cost?
Cyrus. The price for you would be your connection to the elemental planes.
How much does this sound like a hag bargain, witch bargain?
Pretty much exactly. And then finally she turns to you,
Nice.
Rari. For you, it would be your hands.
My hands.
She nods.
And how am I to stop them without my hands?
Your teeth? Your dragon breath?
I mean, yes, but obviously I won't be able to wield anything. I would be practically defenseless, and my breath takes energy out of me. It's a lot of work to generate that much electricity.
You don't have to take the deal.
Supposing only one of us takes the deal, what happens?
The one who pays the cost gets the prize.
My hands have done some morally questionable things.
I'd prefer not to sacrifice all of my magic. Or equivalent of.
But then I wouldn't be able to wield Sky Cinder. And that's been much help.
Granny kind of speaks up. Well, if you do end up actually deciding, I will be going back to work. And she makes her way back to the kitchen and starts cooking.
I think the last thing Granny sees is probably like Cyrus is familiar, like hugging his arm, like, don't go, don't go, don't go. I love you. Don't.
Wait, you're hugging Granny's arm?
No, Cyrus is familiar is hugging his.
Oh, okay.
That's crazy.
I was gonna say that's probably one of the last things she sees out of that is just familiar starts acting up.
I would never ask you to betray your faith in Borealis, Duzon. And your magic, Cyrus, is potent. I wouldn't want you to give that up.
There must be something else we can do.
I mean, looking back, go ahead, Cyrus.
I do know someone who's very good craftswoman. Of the alchemical variety.
Okay.
If you want, we could go visit her and see what she's made recently. If you're willing to deal with inhaling a bit of smoke.
It should be fine. But ultimately, if nothing can withstand that mage, I mean, this should be like the worst case scenario. Should I just take the bargain if nothing really seems substantial? I mean, full disclosure, I'm not exactly the most innocent with my hands. If I offer them up, maybe in some weird cosmological sense, it's atonement for a lot of what Duzon and I have been through. But even then, I have no idea what the reward would be.
Duzon is gonna say nothing and step outside.
I'm also just gonna kind of look at Rory and nod, go outside with Duzon before heading out myself.
Is there any sort of like more natural area than usual in like the city that is close?
Make me a perception
There
check.
theoretically is. There is one I would know about,
I'm gonna discover that.
like just outside the city.
I'm gonna discover that for myself.
There's also the port area, which does have a lot of like infrastructure, but also is a port, so it's literally connected to the ocean.
Would a 26 for a perception roll tell me that?
Yes, it would tell you that, and also that
Sweet.
there's probably like a small little like nature park or anything like that.
How far away is it? Because I'm not trying to go too far. I literally just want somewhere to pray.
Not that far. There's little patches of greenery and foliage pretty much all over the place.
I'll just go to a little patch of greenery and begin a prayer. Then turn on the music on my end. Just my end.
I was gonna say, I could turn it down on my end for you.
Nah, my end's fine. I have it pretty high on my end, so. Yeah, that's good. So yeah, Duzon is going to essentially do his usual prayer stance, putting the head of his hammer on the ground and putting his forehead to the butt of the hilt. And he's gonna mutter,
Borealis, you awakened me for this purpose. I am sure of that. This wizard endangers this world. And I have no doubt that you've awakened me to put him to rest once and for all. But me and my compatriots won't be enough. And we've been given an offer by Granny. I don't know if you know of her. A very powerful witch hag. Not familiar with the magical types. What exactly did she offer for these prices?
You don't know.
My hands.
Rory's hands, Cyrus's magic, your faith.
and we don't know what she's offering for these things?
Nope.
You don't know the
Just-
other end.
We don't know the specifics. We just know the arbitrary artifact of unparalleled power. To what exactly that is, we have no clue. We just have that arbitrary idea.
An arbitrary artifact of divine power. Now it could be something we could use to defeat this wizard. Because I hate to say it, but we're running out of options. But the hag will only bestow it for a price. The kobold's hands. The man's connection to the ethereal plane.
Elemental
Plane. And my price was my faith. I am forever loyal to you, Borealis, Keeper of Seasons. So it is with a heavy heart that I ask you, is this the way to go? Give me a sign. I beg of you.
Hey, Duzon, buddy. Duzon, buddy, pal, you need to come with me.
Oh no.
Hello, friend. You sit there as the sky goes from a bright, sunny day and then gray and then rain and then thunder and then lightning.
I'm assuming that means no.
And then it goes from lightning to hail.
I'm gonna take that as an... Is that a no?
I'm leaving this up to you. I'm just describing what's going on from your perspective. And after the hail, it calms back down to a solid gray sky. People seem really fucking confused as to what's going on, but you're not paying attention to that.
Oh god.
And after waiting, and waiting, and waiting, and then you wait some more. Seems like hours pass. It reminds you of those times where you were just going into being dormant, or just coming out of being dormant, but you're still aware. You're awake. You're not dormant. But it doesn't feel like you can move. Until you're snapped out of it. A person wearing a cloak of moss taps you on your shoulder as you're kneeled to the ground, leans in close. Hail, Borealis.
Hail, Borealis.
As you respond with Hail, Borealis, they hand you something wrapped. It feels like a box wrapped in linen cloth.
I take it and I unwrap it.
Inside is a box. Dear God.
Dear God.
There's more. No.
No.
What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
This is a... Trying to think. This is a cedar box.
A cedar box.
Cedar box. With a
Seeder.
yeah, as in like the type of wood.
Okay. Oh, Cedar, I think.
Yep. And there is a way to open the box.
How would one open this box?
You know how a matchbox opens?
A matchbox.
Like how you can basically knock it to the side a little bit and it comes out, that way you can pull out matches?
Oh, okay.
Kind of like that.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and open it.
You open the box, and inside is a branch. An ancient branch. And it's very finely detailed of a snake wrapping itself around the branch. Tail starting at the thin end, just coiling around till its head ends at the opposite end of the stick.
Okay.
Inside, other than the stick, is a small piece of paper. And it reads, in the language of your god. Which I'm assuming you understand.
I would, yeah.
The kiss of the seasons.
The kiss of the seasons. That's all it says, right?
You flip it around, it says it says in common, you only get one shot.
What the fuck?
I'm writing this down.
All right, you may. I'm gonna return you to the friends.
Okay.
Have fun.
Welcome back. How was your stay?
That sounds like it went as we probably expected.
So, in the meantime, you guys notice that the weather is acting very, very strange outside all of a sudden.
Oh no, please don't be in that girl's store.
It's not a necrostorm.
Not a necrostorm. I think Cyrus could also assure you it's not a necrostorm. Given
If it was a necrostorm, I would have bolted into this VC, and right when Don dragged me in here, I would have been like, "Guys, we need to get out of the city! No, we need to go!"
But no, you see as the weather goes from bright and sunny to dark and cloudy to windy to stormy to lightning and thunder and rain and hail. And
it's a
then
good thing I have attuned to air elements so I can actually tell this is going on outside.
and then
see the rapid shift.
Sorry, go ahead, Donnie.
I can just see the rapid shift of energies, just like that's not good.
And
So-
almost as quick as it came, it goes. And the only thing you see that's different is just Duzon is now holding something.
Duzon, what is that?
stays silent for a bit, just with this thing in his hand. Well, because he's just now in this state of processing. This is the first time he's had a thought, even a thought, of renouncing his faith for the sake of the world. And then as he expresses this thought to Borealis, that what the stuff I went through in that VC happened, and he's just like, he turns to the two of you, and he is holding a matchbox with an ancient branch that is sculpted in the shape of a snake wrapping around it. And he's holding this object, and he says,
I asked. I've been given an answer.
You're not gonna turn away from Borealis, are you?
I don't know. But this object, this artifact, it might have my answer.
And your answer is not to leave Borealis, right? Like, this is some sort of ritualistic mumbo jumbo to get to be like like a sort of hero, right? Like you get an upgrade or something where you're like super steel bark and like maybe you like develop muscles or something. I don't know. Never really.
He pulls out the note, and he reads the Sylvan part in common, and he says,
Kiss of the Seasons.
and he flips to the other side.
You only get one shot.
Kiss of the Seasons.
I do. As of now, I'm unaware of what it means. But I must figure it out.
So
Could I roll an insight check just to figure out what the yuck am I looking at or supposed to do with this thing? It wouldn't be insight. It would be.
I was gonna say, unfortunately, insight isn't a thing in Pathfinder.
D&D mind. Could I go religion?
Give me 1 second, and I'll tell you what you could roll for this.
Do your thing.
I was also gonna ask if I could try to think of any kind of book I read, anything that might have even mentioned something close to whatever this is.
Both of you roll me nature checks. Cyrus.
Gladly roll nature.
Cyrus, before you do, you are getting massive disadvantages. I'm going to give you a -3 for this.
Okay. So I'm rolling with a +15 instead of a +18.
Okay. Okay, so my nature is a 34. I got an 18 on the die.
My nature is rolling 3. Why does my mind not want to do basic math?
that's real.
32.
Cyrus, you have no idea what the hell this thing... You have never seen anything like it.
That's exactly what I thought.
Duzon, you said you got a 32?
34.
Okay.
I had a 32.
Okay, gotcha.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, 34.
Duzon,
That's wrong for a sec. Yeah.
you're feeling this thing in your hand. You're looking it over. You think you know what this might be. But as for what it does, you're not. It's like on the. It's a hazy feeling. It's like you're trying to name that one movie, but you can't. Like, it's like right on the tip of your tongue, but you're not quite getting there.
No, it's that one movie with that one guy.
Have I like seen this in a past life or something?
One thing you know for sure is that this feels right to hold. This probably not even a foot long stick that's been carved to look like this. You think that you may have used it before. In a different time. Years ago. But you're not sure how, or why, or for what reason. Duzon,
Yeah.
gain a hero point.
Shit. That makes 3.
I'm suspicious as a person.
Mm,
This sounds like something I've seen in person.
so, I'm going to gauge that the encounter went well then. As for me, I think I don't have much to lose, really. Do you think it best if I should take Granny's mysterious deal?
Wait. I want to know what this does before you sacrifice part of your body. This cause, I'm not sure it is worth your laceration just yet.
And like I said, I know a person who's very good with alchemy. If you wanted items, you could consult with her.
We could. But what would I even ask for? I mean, something I don't really want to get up and close to the wizard when it comes to the fight.
You
But-
most likely wouldn't need to. Her experiments tend to be a little explosive.
Explosive, you say? That might be useful. Well, in that case... let's go to her. And maybe on the way, Duzon, you can make sense of the use of that. But we must move quickly after all. We don't know when Granny's curse is going to take effect.
We need to move. I'll ponder the object on the way. Let's go.
Lead the way, Cyrus.
I'll lead the way.
As
You're-
they're
To
walking-
Laura's.
You're leading them
before they,
to
like-
your friend's house, correct?
Yep.
All right.
As they're moving, right when they start, Duzon like holds his chest. I don't know if he has an amulet or something.
He does if
Whatever
you
he
want him
has.
to.
Sure, he'll hold on to his amulet, and he'll just mutter with him,
Hell Borealis.
and then he will continue to walk with them.
I'm sorry, what did you say into your amulet?
Hail Borealis.
Okay. As you
Don, if you
guys...
can imagine the face I am making about those DMs right now. If you can just imagine the faces I'm making.
Because you know
What
what that's
DM?
referencing.
I know exactly what that's fucking referencing.
Wait, Rory and Robert are confused.
Don't worry
What's
about it.
Confused. You'll understand later.
You'll understand later.
Okay.
This is me as a player understanding exactly what's going on by the description of the item alone.
And this is a Rory and a Robert who is completely clueless to what is being referred.
You're fine. You'll live.
It's okay. I know that ultimately, but still.
Anyway, you guys make
Anyway.
your way to Laura's house. And inside, you
Not that you
hear...
should know who that is.
Not that you know who that is. Cyrus does, though. Cyrus, you make your way, leading your friends, to your original friend's house, to your OG's house. And inside you hear metal clanking, this house is made of fortified brick and metal. And even then, you still hear, like, the soft thumping of a hammer against an anvil, and then just like, aha! Pfft, damn it!
I think I got it. Fuck.
Literally just, aha! The soft sound of an explosion. Damn it!
That's so real, though.
Well, that's the enjoyable part for her too. Sometimes.
And who
Frustrating when it's on the verge of breakthrough, but fun outside of that.
is the first to go up to the door?
I'm gonna be the first one to go up to the door because I know exactly what to expect.
As you
Maybe.
go up to and open the door, I need you to make a do. What save does this need? This needs a Fortitude save, please.
Like I said, I knew exactly what to expect. Just for the record, what is the DC? I already have a plus 19.
The DC, because she is trying to make this one strong, is 39. No, 29.
So I need a 10 or higher. Gotcha. 50. Yeah, that makes it.
Okay.
12 on the dice. I have a plus 19 to fortitude.
I said 39. I'm like, wait, you need to roll a 20
Oh,
to
you said
succeed.
Oh, you said 29.
Yeah, I said 39 first, and I'm like, oh, wait, no.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So that's like 31 total. If my math is correct, which it might not be, but, you know, it's above a 10.
And ultimately you succeed. It is a basic, so you take half.
Okay.
You take 6 points of slashing damage as a ball filled with sharp silver fillings and alchemical reagents is lobbed in your directions and shatters, leaving a burst of these metal filaments in the air. And they kind of cut up your lungs as you breathe in. Just a little bit.
Laura! What are you working on this time?
Oh, Cyrus! She kind of like takes the ball that she has in her hand and carefully sets it down onto a plinth. I didn't know anyone was gonna come in. I apologize. She says, like, taking a fan and waving away the silver shards hanging in the air.
You're lucky it's me.
So, who are your new friends?
I would say friends is a little bit of a stretch. More acquaintances.
Oh, it's always what
So you know how I went missing for a while?
Yeah, your parents were looking for you.
I got teleported all the way into Dwarvish country.
How the hell you do that?
Insane wizard, accordingly. Not that I met the person who responsible, but these two have.
Yes, a very, very insane wizard. And we were teleported to the same place, and hence where we met Cyrus.
Interesting. Well, any... She looks to you, Cyrus. Acquaintance of Cyrus is an acquaintance of mine. How can I help y'all?
We need weapons and tools for the sake of stopping a very crazy wizard.
Well, weapons aren't really my forte, although there is a wall of them over there. She kind of just points to a wall of weapons that have very clearly and obviously been modified in some way, shape, or form.
Weapons aren't your specialty. Your favorite kind of experiment is the explosive variety. I think that counts as weapons.
I meant
yeah.
conventional weapons, genius.
Oh, we need to face an unconventional enemy. Unconventional is preferred. Deranged would even be preferable.
I have one thing in the works. It just is
Okay.
a little dangerous, you see.
Are we talking flesh melting dangerous, or are we talking like puddle of goop dangerous?
Puddle
Yes.
of goo dangerous.
I like where this is going. Go on.
I would say it's usually a toss-up for you.
Well, do you know what Blightburn is?
And not a clue.
It's a rare...
Doesn't
well,
know how to read normally.
I can read a book.
Whispers into her ear.
He doesn't know how to read. She kind of like nods. Do you know what fire is?
That I do know.
It's kind of like a solidified fire.
Ooh. Solid fire.
I take that and very carefully make it explode when I want it to explode.
Controlled explosion. I like where this is going.
I call them Blightburn bombs.
And exactly how do these blight bombs work?
She pulls out a lead flask and sets it down and has a cork on top. Don't touch.
I wouldn't imagine. If it's the puddle of goop dangerous, I don't want to turn into one myself.
Now, this is going to cost you quite the pretty penny. Unless,
How
you know,
pretty is the coin?
for you specifically, 12,000 gold.
12,000 gold. For how many?
For one.
Ooh. Cyrus.
But
How much?
if my friend Cyrus here were to call in a favor and get me some more raw material from that fire plane that he knows about, then I might consider giving you one or two for free.
Iris? Adventure? Or I heard free. 2 free is good. I think we should take it.
Why don't you tell them about the potential dangers of it first?
A little flame speaks up to you, Cyrus. I heard something about my home plane. What is she talking about?
And I'll respond to him in Pyric. My friend here, she works with alchemical items, and she likes it when things make a big explosion. Materials from your home tend to do that, and are hard to come by here.
Well, I could help. Little flame says.
Well, we can certainly try. Fireplane though, so... But Laura, maybe you should inform them about the dangers of Lightburn.
It is known to have a radiation effect. It burns
Like-
more than just where the fire is, essentially.
So we can't get too close to it without risking injury.
Not unless you can survive the burns.
Juzon and I probably wouldn't fare too well.
Little Flame kind of steps up, like, brushing off his shoulder, even though he's like a tiny little pumpkin boy.
I love this. I love Little Flame.
Oh, right, Laura, this is Little Flame,
Little
a
Flame
living
waves.
fire elemental.
Golly. Elementals are always really your thing, but if he has direct connection to the fire plane like I think he is, or does, he could be real helpful.
Well, you know how I can do this? And he kind of like conjures up like a little glob of water. He can do that with fire. As you'd probably expect.
Little Flame's gonna ask you what she wants him to conjure up, because he doesn't really understand common all that well yet.
Yeah. I can translate for you. If you want to ask him something specific.
She kind of like gets down on the Little Flame's level, puts on a thick leather glove. Y'all might want to take a step back.
Gladly does so.
She takes the metal lead flask in one hand, pops open the cork, and carefully removes something from the inside. And she's going to show it to Little Flame. You know what this is, little buddy?
Also,
and
his
then
translations.
surface translations, and then like Little Flame reaches out to touch it, and then forgets that he's not entirely made of fire, so he's going to take a little bit of damage here. Yeah, he's going to take 8 fire damage, which he essentially negates. Not fire. Poison. He's going to take poison damage. And he like kind of recoils and just like bites what would be his thumb. He's going to attempt.
What is he going to attempt?
He is going to open his kinetic gate.
Okay.
Okay.
It suddenly
That's
gets
like second instinct for kineticist.
it suddenly gets a little bit hotter in here.
Out from the cold and into the heat.
Trying to think if he can actually do this. Because here's the thing.
What is it specifically that like she wanted? Because I can translate.
Oh, he knows.
Nothing
Little
was communicated.
Little Flame knows. Little Flame knows exactly what she wants. And he has an ability that he could very well use to get it. He has something called Extract Element. If he rolls well enough, he may just succeed.
I'm hoping for a high roll.
That is lower than 10, unfortunately.
Oh.
He's going to close the fuck out of his connect gate and just look for somewhere blast proof and then just take it into himself because he'll be fine. $5d4 fire damage, that's nothing.
For him.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, minus 9, he takes 5 damage, and because of pyrophilic recovery, whenever you take fire damage at the beginning of your turn, you regain hit points equal to your character level. The total number of hit points you recover in this way can't exceed half the hit points you lost. So he lost, what did I say, 5, so he could regain 3.
So he effectively takes 2 damage of a barely singed him.
Yeah, he effectively takes 2 damage.
Her boy barely got singed.
Barely. He, lets out a breath of hot smoke. Well, that didn't really work too well.
Can he even properly cough?
He's really just coughing out smoke. And Laura's like, oh, good try, little buddy. He looks to you and just like, I want to try again.
Ooh.
You're cool. He's gonna try again.
He's gonna try again.
Yep.
Ooh, much better roll. Plus, let's see, plus 17. That is a 21. Let's see if it explodes. Ooh. Okay. So he's actually successful this time. So let me describe what happens for you guys.
As we watch.
You watch from a safe distance as Little Flame opens his kinetic gate and a small ball of fire appears in his hands. And you can literally see it start to almost crystallize as the fire is still swirling and moving and being a fire. It slowly but surely crystallizes into the solid blight burn material that Laura requested. She is going to take that and she is going to very quickly put it in a lead case. Awesome, says Laura. And Little Flame passes out.
Oh god.
That's not good. Does anyone know how to bring a fire elemental back into consciousness?
As you all
We
go over and check,
Sure
and
try.
he's very asleep.
Oh,
I think that just took a lot out of.
well.
You have to
I wouldn't
remember, by
blame him.
human standards, he's still a child.
Yeah. So we got one down. Maybe, how many more do you need?
Well, she's holding like the small lead case, like opens it a little bit. This is pretty sizable. I should be able to work with this into making one or two more. You get one on the house, I'll say.
Fair enough.
Congratulations.
Say, don't make it go to waste.
Congratulations. You have obtained a Greater Blightburn Bomb.
Oh, a greater one. Oh, God.
Greater Blightburn Bomb.
When she makes her
That-
shit, she doesn't hold back.
Oh, no, she does not. Rob, I just want you to know that item is level 20. That's an item 20.
Oh,
That's why it was 12,000.
that explains a lot.
Go figure. Big ticket items cost big ticket money.
So sad that Rory is 100
experts-
gold short to buy, like, more than just one.
And experts in their field do not do things by half measures.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now with that dirty work out of the way, is there anything else I can get you lot?
Well,
We have weapons, explosives. I've even tried tinkering my own design on one of those flash guns that have been circulating around.
what is a flash gun?
Well, the original designer called it a flintlock gun, but that's a boring name.
Is it... Mm, is it faster than an arrow? Or a crossbow bolt?
Is it faster than it? Of course, it's powered by an explosion, silly.
I don't actually have anything in the ways of ranged weapons, so perhaps that would be useful or something similar.
Well, let me take into our point and click session.
Point and click.
Just follow her. You're not going to be disappointed by any means.
Well, if anything, I'll be more impressed.
So, what's your price range here? We have something
Well,
as
I-
low as 100 gold, and we go as high as, well, 6,500.
Well, right now I only have 1,100 on me, roughly.
Hey, I could get you something for that.
And then I've got a little bit of silver and copper, but I'm sure it's not even, well, mostly silver. Yeah, so what could I get for that 1,133 gold that I have?
Let's see what guns she has. That's the wrong page. Gun. While over here we have guns designed after and have some of the magical properties of certain beasts of the world.
Ooh.
Over here we have your common Drake rifle.
A Drake rifle.
This here firearm, flash gun, is made from the saliva glands of a local drake that was running amok amongst the farms.
Mm-hmm.
When it was slain by some local guild members, I had requested the saliva glands to make this beaut. It launches small bursts of drake spit instead of typical ammunition.
Ooh.
And if you know anything about drake spit, you know it's pretty potent.
It's probably more potent than my own breath.
This is a... Essentially, I'm just going to explain it in meta to you.
Okay.
For 3 actions, once per day, you fire a large specialized burst designed to hamper your foes. Make a ranged strike with the Drake rifle. As long as the strike isn't a critical failure, the Drake rifle deals an additional 1 splash damage per weapon damage die to the target and creatures within 5 feet of the target. This damage can be anything from acid, cold, electricity, fire, or poison. For this one specifically, it is going to be acid. And you can also just shoot it like a regular weapon.
So it could take ammunition in addition to...
No, it doesn't take ammunition no matter what.
Oh, fair enough.
Well, technically it does, but the ammunition is just the spit from the gland that the thing is made out of.
Mm-hmm.
The firearm launches small bursts of empowered spit instead of typical rounds of ammunition. A Drake rifle is a +1 weapon. It's a distinct type of martial firearm that deals 1d10 damage with a range of 150 feet and reload 1. It deals acid damage. On a critical hit, the spittle clings to the target and they take persistent damage of the same type as the weapon, equal to 1d4 plus the number of weapon damage dice. The Drake rifle does not add critical specialization effects.
So, is this the only variety she has?
No.
Or... Okay.
She has many
I would like
other types of Drake guns, as well as many other types of beast guns. It's really just about how much you want to spend.
So... 1,100...
What was that?
So if 1,100 gold approximately gets him a Drake rifle like that.
No, 1,100 gold gets you something much better.
Oh, in that case, he'll entertain something of that.
She's going to
quality.
introduce you to one of 2 things.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to introduce you to the Screech Shooter,
Mm-hmm.
or she's going to introduce you to the Howler Pistol.
Ooh. So he kind of sees those 2 options and he's like, so what do they do? These
Alright,
very
starting with the
interesting
Screech Shooter.
weapons.
This is a long gun, it's held in 2 hands, and weighs a little bit. It's built from the
Okay.
larynx of an owlbear.
An owlbear?
An owlbear. This-
Interesting.
It is technically a harmona gun. It shoots sound.
Hmm.
But it also has a special thing where once per hour you can unleash a frightening wail from the gun and all creatures in a 30-foot emanation must succeed a will save or be frightened depending on their degree of success and or failure.
Okay.
And for further details, a Harmona gun deals 1d10 damage with a 150-foot range, and it takes 1 action to reload. And it's also a martial firearm.
Okay.
And it holds
Well, it
5
is-
rounds of firearm ammunition.
I believe Ari is not trained in martial weapons. Yeah, he is not trained with those. I'm gonna probably need something more, kobold friendly.
Then you might not want a gun. She kind of, is anything not martial?
Oh, poor Ari. Should have just enlisted in the military.
Enlisted in the military is crazy. Drake rifles are not martial.
Okay,
Are they?
So is there a... Ooh, I don't know.
You can spend more to improve the weapon.
So, let's see.
So that's not martial. Let's see, what else is not martial? That does not seem to be martial. Let's see. Honestly, I'm going to see if this one's martial, because I think you'll like this one the best. Oh, you would be
Okay.
proficient with this one, because this is a rapier pistol.
Oh, yeah, I would.
So, this is something... She basically holds out a rapier with a little tube on the side and a trigger on it. This is called Nightmare's Lament.
Menacing.
Is a black pistol-shaped type gun. And Laura explains that these are made from the bones of a nightmare.
Even more menacing.
Thin wisps of dark smoke continually surround the red flaked blade of the weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a +1 striking rapier pistol.
Wow. And the weapon is called Nightmare's Lament.
Yep. And the base weapon that this is based off of is a rapier pistol.
So
Part rapier, part pistol.
And Nightmare's Lament has a special 2-action manipulate action that you can do once per day. For 1 minute, Nightmare's Lament continually vents thick black smoke that creates a concealment effect in a 15-foot aura around the gun's wielder. The wielder of Nightmare's Lament can see through the smoke. A creature that begins its turn in the area becomes sickened on a fortitude save, and then is temporarily immune to the smoke for 1 minute. The wielder of Nightmare's Lament, any creature holding its breath or that does not need to breathe, and any creature immune to poison are also immune to the aura's effect, but not the concealment.
Right. Okay, so that's definitely good for Rari. Rari, being a sort of stealthy man, would appreciate such a weapon. Especially since it also goes kaboom. How much for this rapier pistol? Nightmare's Lament.
230.
230 gold?
Yep.
Done deal.
It is a +1 striking weapon as well.
Alright, so when I add the pistol to my sheet. I will make sure to put this +1 striking on it. And then I will also add the stipulation that it has with the 2 actions.
So, because this weapon is both a rapier and a firearm, I believe you only actually have access to the critical specialization of rapiers and not firearms, so you only get the critical specialization of the rapier part.
That's fair. Yeah.
Oh, damn. The ranged option has Backstabber, Concussive, and Fatal D8.
Mm-hmm.
Which is to say, good weapon for Rory.
Yeah, but I can't use the pistol side critical
The
specialization.
critical part, but you can still use the rapier part.
You can use every other
I
part
can.
except for the critical specialization.
Mm-hmm.
And the pistol itself holds 10 rounds. Which you would need to buy at someone who actually knows how to make pistol rounds.
Yeah.
For 10 rounds of pistol ammunition is going to run you from Laura specifically, probably considering that you guys are friends of Cyrus. She's going to give you 1 silver for 10 rounds of ammunition. Unless you want magical ammunition, then that's a different story.
Well, so Rory will definitely take at least so it's 1 silver per set of 10.
Yes.
So Rory's gonna drop 2 silver for ordinary ammunition. And what type of magical ammunition is there?
Well, now you're asking the real questions, ain't you? I have ammunition that'll inflict bane. I have ammunition that is made up of ooze trails. I have ammunition that can deliver elemental effects. I have ammunition that will make your opponent covered in glue. I have all sorts of things that you dream of in your wildest imagination.
So I'm looking for something. What would you recommend for someone that would like to, well, I don't know, really send a message to a crazy person and just go and make sure that they know that I have full intent to inflict as much pain as possible?
As much pain impossible, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I think I have
That wizard's
something for
done a
that.
lot.
I think I have something for you. She pulls out a small thing, essentially a small single bullet. This bullet will deliver the effects of Bane on whoever you shoot it with, and will deal additional poison damage to that person.
So in addition to my Blightburn bomb, I could inflict more blight.
And
Or bane, rather.
if poison really ain't what doing it for you, I have something very special.
Ooh, very special sounds good too. Let's hear it before I make
It's a
decisions.
bullet. It's a hollow bullet that I fill with black powder.
Okay. Although, bullet. Or hollow ammo. I see it's pointy. If I understand that correct, it could pierce armor.
No.
No?
No.
Not that pointy, huh?
It's... No, not that pointy. Basically, it's explosive rounds.
Oh! Rory gets the image of the wizard kind of being blown to bits with both the bomb and the bullets. That would work very nicely.
10 shots of explosive rounds will run you 1 gold, probably.
You'll drop 2 gold on that.
How the explosive rounds work is that in addition to the regular damage that the gun deals, they deal an additional 2d6 fire damage.
Nice. So, just to make sure I update this, because I don't know where I would find ammunition in Path Builder.
Unfortunately, I don't think Path Builder does ammunition very well. Or at least I haven't experimented with it enough to find out.
And then explosive ammo, 20. And I'm sure I'll get a copy of paste of what the explosive ammo does. Could you also give me a copy and paste of the rapier pistol itself and what the actions are for the Nightmare's Bane? It doesn't have to be now per se, but oh, yeah, there it goes. Okay, cool. For Nightmare's Lament. Okay, nice. Well, does anyone else want anything? I feel like I'm the only one asking, so.
Duzon?
Well,
Cyrus?
I remain silent. I give, if anything, I'll give her like a head bow of greeting when I went in.
Oh, you're big.
Cyrus has probably been looking at the weapons on his own.
You have been, but like you're not really a weapon person. You don't like getting your hands dirty.
Yeah, but having melee self-defense is always nice to have.
That is very true.
Especially since I actually understand how to use real weapons outside of a knife now.
Well, Cyrus, honey, your friends sure do make good business.
Mm-hmm. That they do. So I've been working on my weapon techniques a bit, so I can, defend myself more in the melee. Even if I don't prefer it.
Of course.
Have you got any recommendations?
Well, you did say you've been working on some weapon techniques. What weapons are those?
The scimitar, falchion, tridents, and rancers. Although I'd prefer falchion or scimitar. Hand-free. As well as anything related to genies. Did you get that, or?
Yep, I'm just looking.
Okay. And if price is potentially a problem, I'm just gonna show her the bag full of gems that I haven't appraised in this, and with the giant star sapphire.
She just nods. Now, I know you said you prefer falchions and that kind, but I do actually have a trident in stock if you're interested.
Let me see.
She goes into the back. And she comes out with a long, almost like opalescent trident. It
I
is
think I character the other two things I get access to are wish blades and wish knives, because those are Geniekin classified weapons. I think those are the other two options outside of the 4 weapon groups. Yes, I am correct about that. Okay. Carry on.
Alright. She brings out a opalescent blue trident with a decorative pattern representing fish scales. It is a +1 trident. And you can use an action to extend or shorten the trident's half. When extended, the trident requires 2 hands and gains reach, but loses its normal thrown trait. And you bring up wish blades.
Genie related items. Which she would probably be able to interpret very easily.
Yeah, she would be able to interpret that pretty easily. She's like, I think we actually do have something like that. She's in the back for a little bit, like, let's say 30 minutes to an hour.
At the 15-minute mark, I would have been like, do you need help back there?
No. You do hear clanging of metal against metal, though. She comes out with a falchion, designed with symmetric lines crisscrossing and swirling up and down the blade. Here you go. You now have a Wishblade falchion.
Eh?
Anybody else want some?
Oh, Wishblade falchion.
Which you're not sure what that is.
Oh, I'm not. I'm pretty sure I won't.
You just see a very fancy falchion.
You see a very nice sword.
Yep. But outside of that, I don't think Rory needs anything else.
Laura, how much is this?
For you, hun, on the house.
Well, at least take a few of these gems for your trouble, then.
Well, I can't say no to a gift now, can I? She'll reach into the bag and, like, shift through the many gems and just pull out a handful. I'm gonna say, how many gems do you actually have in that bag?
Now I'm gonna be very honest, you never specified.
Did I not?
The only gem specified was the very large that was counted as 2 bulk sapphire, which would fetch at least 2.5k on the market or even 4k.
Oh, are these the
rest
gems
was,
that you
like,
got from
emeralds,
smashing?
amethysts,
Are these
sapphires.
Are these the
So
gems?
this was from the vault.
Oh, this is from the vault. Okay.
Yeah, so it was like emeralds, amethysts, sapphires, bunch of random gems, and did not specify any values beyond that. There are just a bunch of gems.
Other than the big opal, I'm gonna say the bag has a collective value of probably 1,000 golds worth of gems. She takes 90 golds worth of that 1,000.
Okay. Noted.
Oh, apparently you can conduct energy when wielding a wishblade.
Oh yeah, because it has a resonant trait.
You channel energy into your weapon when the weapon deals 1 additional damage per weapon die until the start of your next turn. The damage type matches the trait of the triggering action and or spell. If your triggering action had multiple eligible traits, you select from one of those. For you, I would imagine it would be something akin to like channeling, let's say, air into this and making it do air elemental damage, like slashing damage. Or channeling water into it and making it deal cold damage.
See, conduct energy, channel energy into weapon deals additional damage per die at start of turn. Damage matches trait of the triggering action or spell. But this is a free action, so I can give it, I guess, between like acid, cold, electric, fire, sonic. Probably those.
Between your available traits, yep.
So pretty much everything but fire.
Everything but fire. But then you have little flame, so you're all good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The only
Yeah,
weapon
like...
Little Flame has need of is a frying pan.
The superheated frying pan.
It is
Which
cast
honestly
iron.
would hurt.
It is cast iron, so if he just simply holds onto it long enough, it will just start getting significantly hotter and hotter.
Fries an entire egg. Bakes an entire cake. Just in the frying pan.
Cooks an entire Rari.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't think I'd be open to becoming a next meal.
Okay, I'm looking at conduct energy. So the free action lets me imbue acid, cold, electric, fire, sonic.
Cool.
And then did you say it was like a +1 or
Uh,
just a default?
it is just a regular Wishblade.
Okay. Can always look into getting that enchanted as well. Okay. Written down. Duzon, do you want anything from her or no?
I would require nothing from here. You two grab what you need.
To each
I
their
think
own.
I have everything that I would need. It's now just a matter of making sure we have enough. How are we doing in terms of healing items?
How are we doing? I have a minor healing potion and a healer's toolkit. That is it. Outside of my innate abilities.
Or I have 8 healing potions that are moderate. I do not have any minor or higher tier healing potions. So I have about 8 potions of potions on me. How much do you have overall? Do you think we should get some?
Well, I have all my spell abilities, my magic.
Yes, but doesn't your magic run out?
No, it's more like I can only give you so much elemental energy before it loses its effect from overloading.
Okay. So, I'm assuming that's a no. Alright, I guess I have 8 potions. I suppose if we're really in a dire strait, I could give you guys some.
Alright, with that being said, is there any
Mhm.
last mentions before we wrap up today's session?
Not that I have.
Unless I want to consider trying to buy magic armor, but I can only wear light armor.
Duzon, you want to say anything, do anything before we wrap up session?
I'm good to go. I just need to spend next session figuring out what the yuck this thing does.
If you have any questions, concerns, anything like that, please feel free to DM me if you need anything. Otherwise, for those of
course.
you watching, catch you on the archives, or if you are on the archives, thank you for watching. Have a good day, night, or whatever time it is where you are.
That actually is something I should probably do before we leave her places. I should probably invest in getting actual armor.
That would be smart.